Hi everyone, I'm Nicole and I'm here to give you the D. Sorry, that was highly inappropriate. But I've got to find a way to include the channel name in the intro, which my daughter is still working on the intro. Um, First off, I just want to quickly say that I haven't been able to keep up with a lot, or I've been keeping up with it, but I haven't been able to kind of catch up on here about it. My father-in-law is home on hospice. He came home on Thanksgiving. So we've been just trying to spend a lot of time with him. So there's a lot going on with that. But I'm gonna try to keep up with this because, it's a sad thing to go through and deal with. Excuse me. However, my father-in-law's, he's up there in age and he has had an amazing life, and this video is not about him, but I just want to say, it's sad, but we're getting a very good chance to say goodbye, and I'm okay, my family's okay, so we're gonna move on and deal with, what do we call her? Not that my 3 videos that are gonna be about her matters, but I kind of feel like she watches everybody's videos about her. She even said something the other day about being dogpiled on, and I was like, I said that. I'm sure many other people have too, but I feel like she watches. So I thought long and hard about making the video that I wanted to make about the case with the little girl. I don't really want to say her name. If I say anything, I'll maybe only. I guess it doesn't matter because it's out there. It feels a little meh. I may say just her first name or maybe her initials. I don't know. So I have thought about it, and I do get obviously extremely upset and extremely heated about it. So instead of doing a very in-depth video about it, because there are many out there, I'm just going to kind of do an overview of it all and, just do my best to kind of hit the points that were really messed up. The whole thing, the way she did it all was really messed up. And if you were there, then it was insane and just absolutely disgusting. But I'm going to try to go over it, and I'm going to try to be calm. And then I think at the end, I want to just kind of share a bit of my daughter's situation a little bit more and what we've been through together. And she gave me her permission. My daughter is 10 years old and she's very mature, very smart. So I talked to her about it, and because she watched the case with this girl going on. It was something that she had, recently been through herself, and, she felt for this girl just like everyone else. So I kind of think that's where I want this video to go. So I'm looking up here because I made notes because I'm not good at doing this without them. I'm also really bad at reading and looking at the camera. I'm sorry. I'm trying not to apologize. I apologize for how many times I've apologized in the last 2 videos. I'm gonna try not to do that. So, okay, I'm gonna try to be calm. So when all this came out, when the video came out, people on Twitter and everybody was, were talking about it. Katie makes a video, or I believe this was on a live that she did, and I didn't write everything down that she said. This is just a general overview, so I really encourage anybody who sees this, go back. Mysterious Tea did some videos on it, in her early Katie videos. A lot of people covered it, so please go back because there's nothing like hearing it from her and the way she said it and the way her face looked when she said it. Just, if you can go back and find it, please, please do. But just a general, in the very beginning, before the brat comment was what was made. And I talked about that in my last video, and I am going to touch on it again because I feel like that's such a big deal to Katie, or what are we calling her? KJ. I'm just going to call her Katie. I don't really give a shit. So, Katie's made such a big deal out of it, so we are going to go back over that. But very beginning, I mentioned in my last video that she had already been acting like she didn't believe everything, and again, she's not like other YouTubers. She thinks outside the box, and she has a very differing opinion to everyone, and that's kind of her thing, which, fine, that's fine, whatever. But don't lie, don't accuse people, and that's what she goes on to do. So the first accusation, the first big thing that came before the brat comment was actually accusing the dad, and I have the quote, that's why I'm gonna be looking all up over here. She was accusing him of making this whole thing up for money, for GoFundMe. So this is the very first thing that Katie does. Hey Oreo, hold on. My cat wants to say hello. Oh, that's my messy. I'm so sorry. That's a mess. That's a cat. That's a cat. So he's gonna be chilling right there. And I'm changed locations again. It's really hard to record in my house because there's people everywhere. So she claims that this is for GoFundMe. It's for money. Her exact words were, I quote, he used a really popular hashtag right now that it's like trending everywhere. So like I'm sorry, I'm saying what she said. The part of me that's constantly trying to figure out if somebody is lying or not, I'm like, did he make this all up so that he could use this popular hashtag in order to raise money for GoFundMe? End quote. She said that. Look, I'm trying not to get overly upset. But the first time I saw that video, I actually pulled up to a friend of mine's house and I hear what sounded like children screaming. And I know my friend, she would, some ass if her kids were screaming like that, it'd be a problem. So I was like, I know that's not her kids. And then she showed me the video, and I think we all sat there in disbelief. It was shocking, it was hurtful, you just wanted to find this little girl and get her away from the people hurting her. Like, and I get emotional, but the fact that her first thought, the first thing that came out of her mouth was, well, he used a popular hashtag. Maybe he made it all up. He wants this GoFundMe. He must want money. Like, she makes me sick. So then she goes on to make comments, and this is still leading up to the bratty comment. She goes on to start talking about how this girl was crying one minute and she seemed fine the next, and she speaks about how the police showed up and, she was fine when the police were there, and what could they do? And this is when the comment gets made, and I explained this in the last video I made, but in case if you haven't seen it, Katie has made a huge argument that that's not what she said. She did not call the girl a brat. She didn't. She didn't say the word brat. She was like, well, I was reading a comment. Yes, we're not stupid. We can see that. She reads the comment and says, the girl was acting like a brat. She wanted to stay with her dad. Katie pauses and then says, yeah, part of me thought she was being bratty and just wanted to stay with her dad or whatever. So the fact that she didn't say this girl's acting like a brat or is a brat, she said, I thought she was being bratty. And then it's what she went on to say after she said that really kind of, I don't know how to explain it. I can't imagine that any human being could look at a child, an innocent child, and then get online to all these thousands of people and explain why, well, my child throws fits, and I think she was just throwing a fit. So, and the whole bratty thing, it just, and then to then later try to deny it all, like, no. And I explained this in my last video, and that's where it got me to the point of pushing myself to make this. To Katie, I said, Katie, if you don't understand, by saying that the girl was coached, which I'm going to get into next, you are saying that her story is untrue. And going back and watching clips for this video or watching videos for this video, realizing that she really did start off already saying, I think the dad made it up. You were already saying, Katie, cat, that was a cat. I do apologize. Hold on. Come here. Come here. Say, hey, Oreo. Alright, he's got to go. But she was already saying that the child was a liar. Period. She didn't believe her. The whole thing's made up, so you don't believe her. And that brings me to the next point. Where is that? Okay, I don't know. Notes are a little messed up. Oh, okay. So another thing she said in that video was that this child used sophisticated words that no child would use. And I cannot say it enough. Children are smart. This child was smart. And when you go through what they've been through, you learn those words. You just instinctively know, like, no, this is wrong, and I'm going to find a way to express that. And that can come out in that way. My child, like I said, is 10. What happened to her happened at a younger age and lasted. And then when she was about the same age as this girl, she was able to articulate exactly how she felt and what was wrong about it, and that it shouldn't have happened. So that point was absolutely ridiculous. And so I know I mentioned, sorry, Katie had accused the dad. I'm sorry, I'm sitting in the floor and my foot's going numb. All right. So she accuses the dad of coaching her. And I do have some other notes that she made continuous claims that the dad had lost custody or was losing custody of the child. My cat is right back up here. Also, she accused him of accusing so many, that's a direct quote, other people of doing this to his child, as if he had done this in the past and he was just, anybody that was around the girl, he would say that they had done this, and that simply has been proven false. And you can look into that, it's simply not true. So going on to the, Lord, notes on Katie, they really do go on and on. So going on to the coaching, I don't know if, I'm pretty sure she's the one who claimed that he had whiteboards and were teaching the kids what to say. It's the most ridiculous fucking shit ever. I forgot to do my disclaimer. I don't like to cuss around your kids, so I just did that. I do apologize if you were watching this. Don't ever watch my videos with your child. I don't cuss in front of mine. I don't want to cuss in front of yours. So, there's that. But at one point, she states that the girl took acting classes. Now, first of all, if you watch that video, and it's a horrible, hard video to watch. It really is. But if you watch that video, I don't see how any adult with a brain can say that this child was acting. I mean, and I'm not saying there aren't good child actors out there, but this is a different situation. This isn't a set of a movie. This was a video that no one planned happening. I mean, it's just, I get so pissed, honestly. Okay, so she says all this. She says that the girl's being coached, she's an actress, which to me that's like, okay, are you accusing the dad of putting this in her brain, because that's kind of where the accusation started, or is it all fake? Is the child in on it because she took acting classes and now she's this amazing actress? What is it that you were trying to say? Because none of it makes any goddamn sense. I'm sorry, and I don't like to use that word. I do apologize. I'm so sorry. I say fuck a lot, but I don't like saying that one. I just, if I could, I'm just glad that there's distance between me and Katie, because I'm the type of person that I wouldn't be making videos about it. I would probably be in jail. That's just me. Sorry, I got so off track. Okay. Alright. So this is something that I spoke about in the last video, and I'm going to try to touch on it again and explain again, which I did a minute ago, but the whole time, Katie claims the child is a victim, whether she's a victim of the SA that she is claiming, or whether she's a victim of her dad putting this in her head and coaching her. I explained before, I'm going to explain again, and I don't think I could ever stop explaining because she doesn't listen. If you say you don't believe what that child said is true, you don't believe it happened, you are calling her a liar. You're invalidating what has happened to her. You are a shit person. Period. At one point, Katie starts to receive backlash. Rightfully so. People were pissed. They're looking at her like, what? What? You know, you must be joking. Because, and I said this before, you know, if everyone on the internet is coming together for something, people that don't normally like each other, don't normally have anything to do with each other, and they're coming together and they're saying this is fucked up, this situation is fucked, maybe that situation is just fucked. Like, bad shit happens. And it's good that we can all agree and come together and say, no, this is wrong. And she just can't seem to do that. She wants to, I don't know if she wants people to be pissed off. I don't know what she wants. And I want to make a video updating because I have feelings about the shit she's continuing to do. But for right now, we're just keeping it to this. So she claims, you know, like I said, she's a victim, whatever, no matter what. And I think that was her trying to get out of like the hate that she was getting. But I don't believe she believes it because, again, she said that the child was an actress and she had taken acting classes. And to me, that says you don't fucking believe her, period. So Katie goes on to release her own victim story of what happened to her. I didn't watch it. I didn't watch it because I was so upset with how she was handling the situation that I was like, I'll be damned if you're going to call a child who said this a liar and call her a brat and then want us to respect your story. Now, I'm not saying I don't feel for what happened to her. I hate, obviously, I hate that it happened to anybody and no one deserves it. But I didn't have the emotional strength to sit down and watch her video. So I'm not going to touch on it. I just wanted to state that that did happen and people weren't happy about the timing. It kind of seemed like, and a lot of people are afraid to say this, I'm not. It seemed like, oh shit, I just fucked up. Here, I'm an abuse victim too, so I can't talk shit to me. That's what it felt like. And wow, it's fucked. So she went on to tell her story. Yes, yes. Oh, yeah. So I'm not going to get too far into this cuz I don't have a lot of time and this is already quite long. It's getting long. She says a bunch more shit. And then 10 to Life had been covering this case and talking to the dad. By the way, at the same time, KJ, Katie, whatever you want to call her, is starting to talk to the mom side or the mom's attorneys. We don't know who the hell she talks to. She has so many sources everywhere, so we don't know. But obviously, on that side of things. In that time, she did a few screwed up things. She kind of attacked the dad's belief system and some of the things he had done in his past, which were just so unrelated to what's going on. It's it's irrelevant as far as I'm concerned. But with, sorry, 10 to Life starts covering it, and she kind of gets some stuff from the dad's side. And Katie gets pissed because Katie even went as far as to join a Facebook group that was in support of the child to try to gather information against the dad. Like, I said this before, I can't even make this shit up. I don't think anybody could. This is insane. So she's pissed and she starts going off because 10 to Life released this recording of the girl talking to an amicus attorney. And she's basically telling her, you're going to get sued. Because she loves to say people are going to be sued, whether it's by her or not. Which is so ironic. Anyway, so she starts going off on her. She goes off on the Dad Challenge podcast, who I believe had helped her prior to this. And then she does the worst. She gets court documents, or medical records, I'm sorry. She gets medical records, whether I believe through the court documents. I don't know shit about shit. Don't get it twisted. But she shares the medical records. And at that time, 10 to Life is like, hey, maybe I shouldn't have shared the recordings that I shared. And I think she did an amazing job and still does to this day, does a great job covering this. But Katie just blatantly well, here's the medical records and this says this and what. Don't. Don't. You were the one dogging the father for putting this out there in the first place. A, saying that he was lying, that he just wanted money, but B, being like, why would he expose his daughter this way? And I'm going to get into that in just a second. So, okay, and then when Katie got all the hate, she claimed that she was doxxed and these people were just after her and her family and she couldn't cover the case anymore, which is where she really... That was a cat. I wasn't going to apologize for the shitty quality, but I will apologize for the cat. I'm sorry. So Katie claims that everybody's after her, everybody's doxing her, and not that she's getting just hate because she's a shit person, but So she claims she knows the truth, she's got the other side, and we'll all see the truth, and blah, 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 blah. We'll all see why Katie's right in the end. Hasn't fucking happened, Katie, but whatever. So she says, I'm not going to cover the case, not going to say the girl's name, and then continues to do those things, but what the fuck ever. So basically, with all of that shit out of the way, and with this video getting long, I'm going to wrap it up by telling you a little bit about my daughter's story, our experience together as daughter and mother in this situation, and why this hit so hard. So, and she's here, hold on. Oh no. I can't pause this. I tell you what. This will be part 1, and then I'll wrap it up, and that'll give me a little bit more time to go in depth with everything. So if you see this, it's part 1. As soon as I get her settled, I'll film part 2. I apologize. I try so hard. Eventually I'll get the hang of this. We'll work it out. So I'll see you in just a minute in part